What's up, guys? Welcome back. I'm gonna go ahead and label this video as part 2 to the first video that I threw out last week about my central boiler. This week we have dropped pretty decently in temperature. You can see here on the Firestar app we're looking at -4 local temp today. The boiler has still effortlessly kept up, no issues, but I just want to follow up with some of the questions I've been getting. I think there was more than one question about wood load, and it is hard to say and to judge, but I think what I'm going to do is pile up, show what's inside the boiler right now. It is 3 p.m., 3:05. And I'm going to show what's inside the boiler, I think, and then pile up a pile of wood that I will throw in the boiler, and then I'll take you guys along over the next 24 hours or so and just check up on it, see how fast it's burning down. It will tonight. I think it's supposed to get down to -8, I think. And then we are about to see a pretty good warm-up in the next, I think, maybe 3 days from now. It's supposed to be a high of 40. Maybe it's 4 days. But yeah, we're looking at an upswing for the temperature, so I do want to get this done while it's colder, because that is what you guys have been asking about. Somebody else asked about heat exchangers, I think, plate exchangers, so I'll go over what I have set up here in the shop. I'll take a few minutes in the shop out here and in the house, but I'll go through my phone and dig up any pictures or videos that I took throughout the summer during the install, and show you guys kind of any step-by-step stuff that I have. I did do a few things differently, as well as I still have some bugs that I'm trying to work out in the shop and the house. It has actually nothing to do with the boiler. One thing I did do differently, I believe it's called Thermopex is what Central Boiler sells. I did not use that. It's like the drain tile looking stuff with the PEX tubing and the foam inside. I did not use that. I think the dealer I went through, I think he quoted me at $12 or $13 a foot, which I'll do the math later and put it in the video what it would have costed for me, but the way I did it is I bought my PEX separately just from Menards and bought big canisters of spray foam. So the way that I have it set up, it's most everywhere has 3+ inches of foam around all of the PEX tubing. So the way I see it, it is way better insulated than the Thermopex. So whether it is or not, don't know, but it works amazing right now. So, and when you get into the negative temperatures, that's where it all counts. So we'll kick it off at the boiler. I'll jump out there and show you what the plan is. Alright, I'm gonna get that handle chucked open and get the smoke funneling out of there. So I don't remember how much I threw in there this morning, but there's still a fair bit left. And really the important thing, mainly the reason why I don't fill it to capacity every time I come to load it, is because this coal bed has to be kept basic. From what the dealer says, hopefully you guys can see that, but there's the air charge tubes that go the width or lengthwise into the boiler, and the coal bed is supposed to stay below those. So even as I have it right now, the coal bed is getting a little bit high. So I'll mix this up. Alright guys, we're gonna start with this right here. Some guys might go nuts seeing this and hearing that I'm gonna throw this in this boiler, but as they advertise with these have fans that control the dampener, so if you put in a little bit crappier wood, the boiler can handle it. I have put in chunks like that before, and guess what? It does just fine. It burns the wood and it lasts. Okay, a lot of steam from that first piece that I threw in. You know, I'm sure I could fit in some more. Yeah, there's some more space up there, just so you guys, the full capacity guys, hopefully get some of your questions answered about how long it'll go. Alright, we're gonna roll with that. So I know you guys probably can't see in there, but this is I've never put this much wood in here at once. So we're gonna see how long this goes. I'm for sure gonna check it in the morning before I go to work, and then we'll see after that. I'd like to post this video tomorrow, but shoot, if there's still a ton of wood in there in the morning, maybe we'll wait till tomorrow evening and check it out. Alright, well, pardon the mess. I moved the toolbox over here. Normally the toolbox sits in front of all the stuff for the closed loop for the floor and then for the heat on the ceiling there. But either way, this is what I got going. This is one of the bugs that I am working out. Honestly, I probably won't get to this until spring, just because I don't want to drain all the coolant out of the floor. But anyway, starting from the beginning. So everything, when I had the floor poured, I left a cutout in the floor about maybe 10 inches by 4 inches, enough to bring power in, and the boiler line. So I have feed to this building, feed and return, and then I also brought from the house, I'll throw in another video I took with my phone over the summer. This is fresh water for the building here. So I have a sink, I have water for, you know, spigot, pressure washer, whatever. So here we go. So everything hot comes in, and really it goes straight up to the ceiling for the heat exchanger, the air to water first. Okay, now these are controlled by thermostats. I know it's hard to really stay on one topic here because it all interties with each other, but these thermostats are set so it's reading 62, 64, so they're not perfect. In the building it is set at 62. So the fan for that one up there is supposed to come on at 60 degrees. Now the floor is supposed to come on at 62. So how I have it set up for that is the fan up here, it does not turn on, it does not blow forced air unless I open the door, basically. So when I open and close the door to pull something in or out, it will turn on to help recover, just so it's a little bit faster, so the floor doesn't have to run as long. Is that necessary? No. So now for the floor, here's the heat exchanger. So from that heat exchanger, the air to water, it comes out of the wall, goes up to that, and returns into this plate exchanger. Now this is one of the bugs, and I'll explain it to you. These are tapered pipe threads on the heat exchanger. These are not tapered threads in these fittings, so I do have leaks. Live and learn. So I will plan to change those probably in the spring or summer. That'll be a summer project, so I can drain the floor. I don't want to drain the floor right now when it is negative 10 degrees. So thermostat, same thing. Thermostat turns on this pump, which pumps the coolant through the floor. I only have two loops in the floor. But other than that, it really is very basic. The one thing I did not want to do is make it complicated. I do plan to make better all around, better looking, better functionality brackets for the accumulator and for the plate exchanger. But that's what I got going on. So I filled everything down here for the coolant for the floor, and then I was able to turn the valves open and closed to force all of the air out of the floor. And then I had this gauge off at the time, and then it let all the air bleed out this T here. And then once it got decently full, I screwed it back down and used the air separator. Just took the valve off the top. Really, I think I took the entire thing apart, so it was just coolant passing through, and I got a lot of the fine bubbles out, and that worked just fine. So red light means that it's currently running, currently pumping coolant through the floor. But that's really about it for the shop. It is, like I said, the main goal is to keep it simple. There's a cover over that breaker box, so don't you worry about that. There is a nice big dent in that heat exchanger from when I slid this piece of OSB right into it, so that was cool. But other than that, just real simple. A lot of small parts and pieces for this plumbing stuff. Made a lot of trips back and forth to Menards, but that was cool because it's a lot of motorcycle trips because it's just for small parts. So really all that we got left is the house, so let's hit that. Alright guys, here we are in the basement, and you're about to see how lazy I've really been, and trying to avoid all my responsibilities. So here is everything coming into the house. So our 4-inch hole in, I do have a wood foundation. For those of you that are not familiar or have ever been timid of a wood foundation, don't be, because this house is built in '78. And the hole that we drilled through that green tree plywood looked like it was brand new. So anyway, 4-inch PVC coming through the wall, and then going straight into the trench, which is obviously filled in now. But here's the fresh domestic water. Here is return from the house, and here is feed from the boiler. So we're just running right along the wall. Obviously all this needs to be secured and nailed up, and it's going to run right into the furnace room. Alright, here we are in the furnace room, and this is really one of the main reasons of why we went with a boiler. This is my furnace. It is 100% electric because this house does not have gas. I think in the cold months last year our electric bill was close to $500. This year, I think for November, we're still sitting at about 130. So we're doing better. So anyway, so from that room I showed you previously, the lines come right there. So the supply is this one right here. So we'll get back to, this is an aquastat, we'll come back to that. So we're feeding to here. This is just a setup I made to fill the boiler previously. So we're going straight down, and they say to make sure with your plate exchangers to have them running opposite. So if you're going to do supply, just like on this chart, so you got the red arrow coming in, so you want it to enter in the bottom, exit in the top. So, and just the opposite for the hot water, you want it to, the hot to exit the bottom and the cold to exit, or to enter the top. So that's how it used to, let's see if I can hold this. It used to just run straight down. It really wasn't a difficult install at all. I struggled. I had not soldered copper previously, so that was all a learning curve for me. But I did get all that figured out, no problem. I did use pipe threads. Some may not like that because it's black pipe, but it is pipe threads. There hasn't been any leaks on those two, at least. These two are a different story. Anyway, so we're returning from the plate exchanger, going back this way and heading into the water to air for the furnace. Just like in the central boiler videos on their website, I did basically the exact same thing. You can go to your big box store, whatever, and get that angle iron with all the holes in it, and that's what I used. I'll see if I have any pictures. I don't think I do, but just bolt that angle bracket to each side, slip the heat exchanger in there, and I taped it up with some aluminum tape, and all of that has been problem free. So this Aquastat, it came with a wiring diagram which was extremely helpful of how to wire it in series with your existing thermostat upstairs. If you have not looked into this, I'll explain it a little bit, but do your own research. It is well worth it because it works amazing. So I set it up there for 125 degrees. So if, and this is the sensor right here, so if the water temperature from the boiler drops below 125 degrees, the switch, it will switch in the box and turn, basically allow the furnace to turn on, the electric furnace to kick on seamlessly. I have not seen it happen yet because I have not let the water temperature fall below 125, nor do I plan to, unless it's something out of my control. But had to buy wiring, thermostat wiring, not that big a deal, it didn't come with it, but all of that was very seamless. So it wires in series with the original thermostat, like I said. Let's see if I can get this opened up. And this is where this diagram and chart were perfect. I mean, everything, all the lettering right there for what color wire goes to what. So here's the Aquastat right there, and there's the furnace, and there's the thermostat upstairs, and it shows you exactly, here's the new wire I had, and where to wire it in, so the Aquastat overrides the furnace and just allows the fan, squirrel cage fan, to kick on. All of that honestly has worked great. So really, guys, that's about it. I'll throw in that video of the trench that we dug for all the lines, and I'll throw that in there to show you what I did for that. Like I said, it was definitely more work, but did save several $100s in doing so. I'll try to come up with some pricing stuff too, and maybe throw that together for the Thermopex versus what I did. Alright guys, here's that math on what I did for the insulated PEX in the ground in the trench. So this is only what I used in place of thermal PEX. So just some random notepad. Just remember guys, you've got this. Okay, thermal PEX that I was quoted from my dealer, my central boiler dealer. $13 a foot. I needed 300 feet. That is almost $4,000. Okay, now what I did, I got it down to 4 1/4. So PEX, I got two 300-foot rolls at 139 each, 278. The foam, two big canisters. It's a 2-part deal, and then with a spray gun, $1,000. 300-foot run, $1,276. Here's the foam that I got. There's the PEX. Pretty good chunk of money in savings right there. Amazing how well stuff starts when it's inside. -10 out. 4:40 a.m. Let's go check that boiler. Alright, there you go. So maybe about a foot down it's burned. We'll fix it up, we'll get a little bit more space. Just trying to get everything down towards the bottom because that's where the magic happens. So that is it. Again, check. It's 4:40 in the morning, and it is -11. So that's where we're at, guys. Started at about 3:30 yesterday afternoon, and now it is 4 in the morning. So sounds a little bit like 13-ish hours to me. So go to work, I get off work and back here by around 3:30, so that'll be 24 hours, so we'll give it a look then. Alright guys, back from work here. It is now 3:23, 1 degree local temp, 187 water temperature. Let's take a look. Made it to positive temperature today, but I'm not a fan of this wind. Here's how we're looking, guys. That's 24 hours. So still, here's that big piece right here on the bottom. Still, that's what's left of that. That's good and dry, so that's burning now. That's how we're looking. So I'm leaving this till probably closer to bedtime. Let that coal bed burn down a little bit. I'll load it back up and kind of just continue on as I do it, which again is usually filling in the morning and in the evening. So that's just what I do. It works for me. It helps me keep a better eye on it. So that's my preference. But I'll go ahead and close this one out. I think I answered the questions that were in the comments. If you guys got more, shoot them. But yeah, that's all I got for this one. So see you guys next time.